Prince Hewpoe! Prince Hewpoe! Prince Hewpoe, we've been waiting for you. I have terrible news. The kingdom has been taken over by a fiend named Gaudius.
What did you say?
We were careless. They have trapped the songstress Lephis in the egg that resides below. And the inside of the egg has been filled with nightmare energy.
Oh, Mother.
Mother?
If the egg should hatch, the consequences would be too terrible to imagine.
I understand. Mother, you and the others should stay back.
Hewpoe, dear.
Klonoa, there's something I have to tell you. It's just, I'm actually the Prince of Crest, the Moon Kingdom.
What?
I was just disguised as a ring spirit. There was a reason that I had to go to the outside world.
Why?
I'm really sorry, but I can't tell you what that reason was yet. But I promise I'll explain everything later. Right now, I need you to trust me. Will you please help me for just a little bit longer? Just a little bit longer. Please, Klonoa?
Hewpoe. Of course I will. After all, we're best friends, aren't we?
Thank you, Klonoa. You don't know how much this means to me.
Well, Hewpoe, it appears you found yourself a good friend.
Oh, absolutely, Mother. Now you should go and take shelter someplace safe with the others.
Hewpoe, we're counting on you. Do your best.
I will.
Greetings, citizens of the internet! You can call me Nitro Indigo, and welcome back to my extremely riveting Let's Play of Klonoa for the Wii. In the last episode, we went through Vision 6-1, and at the start of that vision, Hewpoe was looking sad. And as we just saw in the cutscene there, because I need to start repeating what happens in cutscenes, Hewpoe is the Prince of Crest. Now, I figured out Hewpoe coming from the moon in advance because the opening monologue thingy has like Hewpoe in front, not Hewpoe, the ring falling in front of the moon, which basically signals that there's some kind of connection between them. And also when I heard that I fell into a pit and died, and when I heard Hewpoe's theme in Untamed Heart, that kind of strengthened that connection. But I didn't see him being a prince coming in advance, and I still fall into pits and die. Some things never change. Also, this music that's playing right now, I really love it. It's called The Closing Encounter, and it just really makes me think about Klonoa as a character, for a character. Oh, come on. Because like no matter what tragedies befall him, he always keeps pushing forwards and never really seems to ever feel sad apart from like a few minutes after Grandpa died. But he doesn't let the tragedies of the past get to him. He's a very idealistic character, and I still need to stop dying. And I still need to stop dying, yes. Great way to start the video by repeatedly dying. And since we brought the moon in from another room, we don't need to get that shield moved down there. Speedrunning tactics. Even though I'd probably be terrible at speedrunning because I don't have the concentration or patience. And there's this Twitch streamer I watch who keeps like constantly speedrunning Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers the Sky, and I watched one like devotedly once while I kept having to well, we had guests over at the time, so I kept like took a break from watching the stream several times so I could talk to those guests, but I need a mood to break that egg, And oh no, it's the Helter-Skelter. The Helter-Skelter, yes. And those moves won't respawn. Yay! I really hope there's not a collectible person in that egg, but... Oh, it's not good, but I got hearts, so that's good. And like, I watched one of his live streams once, but then I just don't really have the motivation to watch any more of them because they're always the same. He always uses the same team with the same tactics and stuff. And I don't know why he keeps like, why you'd want to repeatedly play the same game over and over again in a very short span of time. I would go through burnout and would never be able to do that. Maybe he just has more patience than me. And also, yeah, speedrunning requires you a lot of repetition by basically playing the same game over and over again so you can figure out what to do and what's the best way to do things, and I don't have the patience to do that. It's why I usually let's play games which I haven't played in a while because I don't want to go through burnout. Like I was worried when I let's play Kirby's Dream Land 3 that I would go through burnout because I had replayed it relatively recently at the time. And to be honest, I think my Let's Play Kirby's Dream Land 3 might make me like the game less because it was like really, because I kept like doing really badly at side quests and having to like cause videos to become really long or me having to go back and redo them, and the game was a lot slower than I remembered it being. Probably because I've gotten too used to Planet Robobot by that point, but still. Oh yeah, and there's also this other speedrun live stream of Kirby's Dream Land 3 that I watched, but not for very long. I can't really watch live streams without like unless the person is either commentating or I can have a conversation with people in the chat, not necessarily the streamer, because otherwise I just get really bored. I don't want to see people play video games. I want to see people give their opinion on video games while playing them. And that's one of the reasons why I can't find a let's play I like of this mysterious next game that I'm going to let's play, because no, people don't really seem to have much opinions on it on the internet besides showering it with praise, or unless they absolutely hate the game, but it's kind of a cult game, so that's not very common. And I accidentally picked up 2 hearts instead of 1 because I don't like it when people are playing in like let's plays and stuff. They pick up health pickups that they don't need because they're just wasting them. It kind of bothers me. You could come back and use them later for their intended purpose. What is your purpose in life, health pickup? And now we have to change them and get this person. Oh, that reminds me, when I was little, like when I was in like year 2, or it was about when I was like 7 at school, for those of you who don't know about the British education system, we had this thing where we had to draw a person, and the person in question was a fellow classmate, but when they first started talking about it, I thought they were saying draw a postman. I mean, in America they have that whole draw a scientist thing, which is supposed to show what kids think of people, and I was a bit mistaken. The Helter-Skelter thing is a really annoying part of the level, which was not in the place I mentioned it. It's coming up soon and it involves these enemies. I don't know what they're called, so I'm just going to call them Jester Circles. I don't know why I decided to call it a Helter-Skelter Tower, it's because I couldn't think of words, and Helter-Skelters are cylindrical. Basically, a Helter-Skelter is like a slide which you have to climb up like a lighthouse-looking thing to get. You see them at fun fairs sometimes, if you don't know. I'm teaching people about Britishisms. And there are still these really pretty lifts that I was going to say they remind me of something, I don't know why, but they have, I don't know what that thing is, but I mean, they do have a trident on them, so that's a thing. And shortly before recording this, I was replaying Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, and I kept dying against the Empoleons in Crevice Cave. And, oh, I have to throw a flying moo at them, duh. And by them I mean that switch, a singular switch. And this background kind of reminds me of, like, Cadbury's Marvellous Creations or something, because it looks like the bits of jelly that you find in them. Well, not really jelly. That bit of... It might be jelly, actually. I don't know what it is. The gooey... not the sticky bits, like, the jelly-like bits in Cadbury's Marvellous Creations. And that thing popped. Why am I just pointing out the obvious now? Oh, and also, I'm not the only Let's Play to point this out because once again Tessellating Hexagons has, but this music also has like a dark reprise of like what is basically Klonoa's theme, the music that plays on the save menus, and also there's a bit of Klonoa's theme. Klonoa's theme is also the intro of the Windmill song, and this is, and it really makes you wonder, like, what's in this for Klonoa, because Hewpoe, for all intents and purposes, just drags Klonoa into his deal because he's from the Moon Kingdom and Guardius is threatening the Moon Kingdom. So what's in it? What does Klonoa have to do with this? I mean, maybe it's because, like, it became personal. It wasn't originally personal for Klonoa, but it became personal when Joker killed Grandpa. And I just realised I need this yellow shield move of imminent death in order to pop back, to not flip that switch, and that's good. But, like, it makes you, like, remember that this is still Klonoa's journey, because that's his theme. And this kind of reminds like, this quicksand stuff, it kind of makes me think of like an hourglass. Like, time is running out or something. I don't know, that's just something I came up with on the spot. And I really like this pretty lacy pattern with the stars on it. Even though, obviously, it is kind of like low res, because it's a Wii game, as I've said previously. Also, it's like, this level's a bit weird because you keep having to constantly return to the same central room, but you have to climb higher in it each time, but you still have to pass all the previous entrances, so it can get a bit tedious if you're kind of sick of seeing the same room over and over again. And yet, this is another I fell into a pit and died. This new record! But I'm actually amazed I've been getting so good at getting collectible people, because I've never actually gotten all the collectible people before, but so far the only one I've missed was the one in 4.2, which I went back and got during recording, and one of them in 5.2, which Tessellating Hexagons informed me of where it was after I asked him, and then I went back and got that one. And we need I didn't notice his flying wheel at first. And also, I like this stained glass window in the background, but I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be showing. Oh, it's Guardius. It kind of looks like a vulture. For some reason, I'm thinking of the vultures from Dark Crystal, and I've never even seen that movie. I think that, even though I've never seen that movie, and I think they have, I know the name, they're not called vultures, but I can't remember what it is. Aren't they like the evil halves or something? I've never seen the Dark Crystal, but I know what it's about. But I don't really want to just casually spoil it and actually end up getting it wrong. I also learned between recording episode 8, between the time I recorded episode 8 and the time I'm recording this episode, that there is actually a cipher for the Phantom Island language, because like it's a cipher for the Latin alphabet. And some people discovered that by noticing that there was an alphabet in the one of the pictures in the credits, but I linked to it in the comments of episode 8, by the way, but I mean, I suppose showing pictures of the credits won't really be spoilers in and of itself, but maybe just be careful in clicking that link if you don't want to be spoiled. And I think we're getting closer to the Helter Skelter Tower of Imminent Death, as I've just decided to call it now. I think I've gotten the name slightly different every time I mentioned it, but there it is, right to the right, on the right side of the screen, you can kind of see it. And I dropped this bouncy shield move of Imminent Death. It kind of looks like that, some kind of like Fisher-Price toy that this bouncy shield move of Imminent Death does. Like one of those bouncy things you put babies in, not really like not like a Fisher-Price toy actually. You know, someone should try doing a pacifist run of this game, because like, it's a game where you need enemies to continue, so that would be a bit difficult. Or someone should try doing a pacifist run of a Pokemon game. I mean, you'd probably be like really underleveled if you didn't kill enemies in an RPG, and that would kind of suck if you got to boss fights that were mandatory. But still, and also insert Undertale reference here. Because I actually wasn't thinking about Undertale at all when I mentioned that, I just thought of it afterwards. And this is the Helter Skelter Tower of Imminent Death. Here. But thankfully there's a health pickup just there. Okay, so basically the gimmick of this tower is that, of the Helter Skelter Tower of Imminent Death, is that there are these Sir Kibble Jesters, and you have to pick them up and change and buff them, but if you lose one of them and fall, you can't, they don't respawn unless you fall all the way down, so if you miss one, you basically have to redo the whole thing all over again. And I've actually been pretty good at this so far. Is this the Oh, it hasn't respawned, so I wasn't so good at it after all. The problem is I have a bit of a twitchy finger when I'm playing this game, and like sometimes accidentally double jump or fall the enemy when I don't mean to. And also once I started to play the game where someone kept thinking that in order to double jump you had to like press down and the throw button at the same time, and it was very frustrating to watch because as I have previously mentioned, I do not like watching Let's Players who don't know what they're doing. And now this was a lot easier than I remembered. And this is the final room, I think. Just about after this is going to be a boss battle because it's a vision. It's the second vision innate. It's the second stage in a vision. Of course, there's going to be a boss. Don't you know this game by now? I went quiet there because I just needed to concentrate, and also I still like the idea of like constantly ascending higher and higher to confront the towards the climax. Like you're going higher into the sky to because like you're like climbing higher and higher to confront the final boss and save the world and stuff. And it really just gives the whole thing a lot of tension. And this music, the closing encounter, also creates a lot of tension. So. I'll let you appreciate the music as I climb this stairway to the stars.
The Nightmare Crystal, Nahatum, will soon be ready. But what is it about this one dream? This strange dream that won't be consumed by nightmares. It must be eliminated. I have to find it and destroy it. The creation of Nahatum must be perfect. So they've come. Foolish travelers of dreams. I must say I'm surprised. I never would have thought that you'd make it all the way here.
That's enough, Guardius!
I'm afraid you're just a little too late.
Why are you doing this?
Why? I've run out of patience with this pathetic world that rejects nightmares and relies only on happy dreams. I should think that would be more than reason enough.
How can you be so selfish? If Nahatum is brought back, you'll be destroyed along with everything else.
I don't care. The world has already rejected me. Now it is simply my turn to reject the world.
There's no way that we're gonna let you do this.
As you wish. I will show you the error of your ways.
First of all, did I get every collectible person? Yes. Good. So I really am good at getting collectible people all of a sudden after all. Anyway, this boss fight, Guardius, do not touch the green thingies. They will lead you to the outside of the wheel where you can't actually attack the boss. Instead, you get these moves and throw them into this dimension cave, which looks really cool now, by the way. Is there like a trope for when like characters have dimension caves? Because there's Guardius, Dementio, Lunala, and I'm sure there's more that aren't coming to mind right now or that I've never heard of. What dimension cape? Astral cape, space cape. And also, I don't really like this music because it's like basically disorienting us, which I guess is kind of the point, but it doesn't really make it good listening to. It's called Wheel of Woe, by the way. Oh, and he also says round we go a lot, and it's kind of annoying. But I can't hear when he actually says it. And also, to be honest, like, they mentioned Nahatum in that cutscene just, and to be honest, I don't really like Nahatum because it's not really built up throughout the game, it's just kind of there, but we'll see what it is in due course. And also it looks like he's wearing like rubber gloves, like he's going to clean someone's bathroom. Oops. And also these moves don't have faces, and this is the outside of the wheel, we need to get back to that warp thingy. Jumping will make it quicker. That wasn't too hard. This game is I'm suddenly really good at this game. That's a relief, but I was kind of hoping, to be honest, on the How to Scout Tower of Imminent Death I'd have some funny fails, but oh well. Oh, and also here's something else that I've forgotten to mention. The map that all the levels are on, it's actually a book. You can see like the outlines of the edges. The outlines of the edges, like you can see that it's on like a table. And in like the original PlayStation version of the game, whenever you beat a level, it would flip, like the page would turn. And now we have to break these like corners. The corners of these sometimes look like these sweets called millions, which are like these little squishy things that look like they should be hard but aren't. That you and I died, and I didn't even notice. And they come, and they're really tiny, and they come in like packets with loads a minute, hence the name Millions. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to speed up montage this boss. Here we are. What, here I am once again. Why am I singing the Victorious theme song? I don't even like Victorious. But like, and also I noticed there's a black hole inside of Guardius. Like, he really is trying, like he mentioned he was going to try and destroy everything, and guess what a black hole does? It consumes all light and everything, and nothing can escape from it, but things can still exist inside a black hole. And that reminds me, there's this book called George's Key to the Big Bang, the sequel to George's Key to the Universe. So basically, there's a part where a guy gets trapped in a black hole and escapes because quantum physics or something. Like he realised that you can't be trapped in a black hole forever, basically. But anyway, here's a cutscene.
Klonoa! Hewpoe!
You all came!
Blast it! I wanted to be the one to get rid of that guy.
Wonderful. I just knew you two would be able to do it.
With this peace return.
Very good indeed.
You did it!
Klonoa, Hewpoe. I'm glad you're both unharmed.
Mother, we did it! We defeated him! I guess this means it's finally over, isn't it?
I wouldn't be so sure. I already have more than enough nightmare energy. The body of the songstress Lephis will be taken over, and Nahatum will at last be brought to life. All the world's dreams are through a prism and become the building blocks that give form to the world of Phantomile. So long as the power of dreaming exists, no one will ever be able to stop Nahatu.
We're not gonna let you get away with this, Guardians. We still have the power to stop you.
A strange dream. Well, that dream can and will be eliminated by Nahatu. Hear me, strange dream. This world is coming to an end. And the perfect nightmare is about to begin!
It can't be.
Nahatu has been brought back to life.
Goddess! I never thought he'd go so far as to give it his own nightmares.
Don't give up hope. There's still a chance.
A chance?
A power passed down by our ancestors to be used if something like this should ever happen. Now we must combine the power of our 5 kingdoms. Can I count on all of you here to lend a hand?
Absolutely. Right, everybody?
Thank you, everyone. Let's hurry to the top of the tower.
Pamela, take us to the top.
Yes, sire.
Come on! We have to go help too, Hewpoe.
Klonoa, listen. You have to know this. Nahatu is mainly going to be targeting you up there.
Huh?
The strange dream that Guardius was talking about. He was talking about you, Klonoa.
What? What do you mean?
I don't have time to explain it all to you right now. We have to get to the top. Corral, please take us up. Just leave it to me.
Okay, before I do the outro, here's a thought that just occurred to me. The world that this game takes place in is being called Phantomile. It reminds me of how in The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, all of the things that were in The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, there's a lot of things that are called Phantom that are called like dreams in the Japanese version. Like the game's Japanese title is like translates to Hourglass of Dreams or maybe Hourglass of Infinity, I'm not exactly sure. And Bellum is called the Dream God instead of like the Phantom whatever he is. But as far as I know, the Phantom enemies are still just called Phantoms. Anyway, next time in my extremely riveting Let's Play of Klonoa for the Wii, we shall be going into the final vision and doing the final boss. Until then, stay interesting!